So today we're going to go into a new chapter. Okay, since your exams are over and we are already, we have to already continue learning lah. Okay, so we're going to go into this chapter, which is chapter 9, which is called Solution of Triangles. Now, in this chapter, what you are going to learn is you're going to learn two very important rules. Okay, two rules and one area formula. Okay, that involves triangles, and these two rules are what we call the sine rule, okay, and the cosine rule. Actually, sine with E lah, sine rule and cosine rule. Okay, now in these two rules that we are going to see, the sine rule and the cosine rule, they involve triangles, okay, that are not 90 degrees. So this is a very important thing. If the triangle is 90 degrees, we actually know a lot of information about this. Okay, for example, we know that A, B, and C are connected by the Pythagoras Theorem, which is C squared equals to A squared plus B squared. Is the Pythagoras Theorem. Okay, secondly, I also know that if, let's say, I give you an angle over here, okay, I know that sine theta equals to, okay, I'm not sure if you remember this from last year, but your teacher should have taught you this lah, the so, ka, and tua. Okay, so S is for sine, O is for opposite, okay, A is for adjacent. Adjacent means the one that is next to it lah, bersebelahan. Okay, and H is the hypotenuse. Okay, so sine theta is opposite divided by hypotenuse. So the opposite to the angle is B. So B over the hypotenuse is C. Cos theta is adjacent, which is next to the angle. Okay, so next to the angle is this lah. Okay, A over C, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, manakala the tangent theta, okay, equals to opposite over adjacent. So opposite is B. Okay, B over adjacent is A. So everything in the sine, cos, tangent, the so, ka, tua rule that involves a 90-degree angle, everything depends on where the angle is. If the angle is here, then opposite is B, adjacent is A. Okay, now if I were to change the position of the angle, let's say now the angle I make it instead of down there, okay, I put it up here, but the A, B, and C I still put the same. Okay, I change the angle to go up here now. Then my sine theta, cos theta, and tangent theta will be different. Okay, sine theta, remember, so, ka, tua. Okay, since my theta angle is here, okay, the opposite is now A. So it's A over C. Okay, look at the difference. If my angle is here, then it's B over C. Okay, my cos theta, cos is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So it's B over C. And then my tangent theta will be opposite A divided by adjacent B. So it's A over B. So when we use this, everything depends on where the angle is. If the angle is up here, then the values of sine, tangent, and cos will be different. If the angle is down here, then the values of sine, cos, and tangent will be different. Okay, but in this chapter, what we're going to see, okay, the first thing that we're going to see, as I said just now, we're going to see two rules. Okay, if you remember, the sine rule and the cos rule. And we're going to learn how to use these two rules to find values in a triangle that is not 90 degrees. This is the most important thing. The angle is no longer 90 degrees. It's like this weird shaped triangle. Okay, so I'm going to start with the sine rule. Okay, the sine rule. Okay, so let's say you have this triangle. Okay, let's say I have this triangle that is this weird looking shape. Okay, Now I'm going to call this A over here, B over here, and C over here. Okay, and opposite now, take a look at this now. Opposite to the A side, okay, is the A length. Okay, so that means this whole length, okay, I'm going to use the same letter A lah. The side A over here, okay, sorry, the point A over here, opposite to that point is this side A. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing lah. Since the point B is over here, opposite to this point is side B. And since point C is over here, opposite to this point is side C. And so the sine rule, okay, sine rule tells us that the length of A, okay, the length of A divided by the sine of A big, okay, this angle over here, okay, is equals to the length of B over sine B. Okay, the length of B divided by this particular side punya angle. Okay, the sine rule also tells us the relationship between A and C. A over sine A equals to the length of C over sine of side C. Okay, we can also say the same thing about B and C. B over sine B, or B big lah, this B, equals to side C over sine C. Now the good news about this sine rule is that you can change the position of the length and the angle. Okay, so this is the tip. If you want to find side, okay, if you want to find the length of the side, kamu mau cari panjang sisi itu, you want to find the small letter A, small letter B, small letter C, okay, then you use A over sine A equals to B over sine B. You put the side on top. Okay, manakala if you want to find, okay, if you want to find the angle, if you want to find the value of the angle, depends on the question. Like the question asks you to find the angle, what you do is you flip the rule around. So you put sine angle A over A equals to sine angle B over side B. So you can actually flip it around depending on what you want to find. If you want to find the side, then you put the side up there lah. Okay, if you want to find the angle, then you put the angle up there. Okay, and usually what will happen, at least in this beginning stage, usually what will happen is these three values will be given to you, or you can find in the triangle. Okay, same thing. If you want to find the angle, these three values you must be able to substitute in, then you can find the value of the angle A. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of examples. If you can, please turn to page 244 in your textbook. Page 244, let's take a look at example 2. Okay, take a look at example 2. So you have this triangle over here, example 2. Okay, question A, you have a triangle that looks very weird. Oh, sorry, like that lah. Okay, so here they give you 48 degrees. Here they give you 80 degrees. Here they give you 14.3, and here they give you x. So the question is to find x lah. So the thing that you must ask yourself, am I finding the side or am I finding the angle? Okay, x is the side. So if you want to find the side, you put the side up first. The one that you want to find is the first thing that you write. Okay, x over, what is opposite to the side? The angle of 48. So sine 48. Very easy, right? Okay, then they must equal to, now we must find another pair that is opposite to one another. Okay, so the side is 14.3 over sine What is the angle opposite to 14.3? It's 80. So sine 80. Okay, and so what happens here is I can move this sine 48. I bring the whole thing across. So I'll get x equals to 14.3 over sine 80 times sine 48. And this one is very easily calculated on your calculator lah. Okay, saya sangat mencadangkan I highly suggest don't use per, use divide. Okay, use divide. So 14.3 divide by sine 80 like this. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, 14.3 divide by sine 80. Don't use per, not very good. Okay, then you multiply by sine 48. Okay, you just multiply by sine 48. Then you press equals and you will get the answer x equals to 10.791 cm. We use 3 decimal places lah. Okay, this is normal lah. We use 3 decimal places, 10.791. So you see the rule is very easy to use. Okay, everything depends on what you want to find. If you want to find the side, okay, if you want to find the side, then that's the first thing that you write. Okay, you write the side first. If you take a look at example 2, if you take a look at question B, okay, let's take a look at question B. Okay, so B is a little bit different. Now they give you this triangle like this. This is 55.5, 7.05, 6.2 over here, and this is the angle of X. Okay, so they're asking you to find the angle of X. So if as I said just now, if you want to find the angle first, you put the angle on top. Okay, look at the red color side lah. So what happens is I put sine X. That's the one I want to find. Okay, over what is opposite to sine X? 7.05. Because X is the angle. The angle must always be sine, not the side. Okay, the angle must always kena sine, bukan dia punya sisi. Okay, equals to, let's look for another pair, 55.5 and 6.2. Which one do we put the sine? Okay, we put the sine on the angle. So sine 55.5 divided by 6.2. Now over here, the step is almost the same, except that there's one extra step now. First thing we do is we bring the 7.05 up. So sine X equals to sine 55.5 over 6.2 times 7.05. Okay, 7.05. And then we use the calculator to do the same thing. Let me remind you, please use divide, don't use per. Okay, jangan guna per, guna bahagi. So sine 55.5, okay, divide by 6.2 times 7.05. Okay, you will get about 0.9371 blah 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 blah. Okay, so you write sine X equals to 0.9371. Okay, use 4 decimal places. If it is not the final answer, use 4 decimal places. Okay, only the final answer you give 3. But the question say find the value of X, not find the value of sine X. So I have to move the sine X across. And this will become shift sine 0.9371. Okay, how do you do shift sine? You press shift, then you press sine. Press shift and then press sine, then you get this tanda over here, which is sine -1. Okay, then you press 0.9371 like that. Okay, exactly like how I'm writing. Sorry, I don't know if you can see the camera. Okay, something like that lah. Okay, press shift sine, and you get the answer 69.570. Okay, 69.570 degrees. Always give your answer in 3 decimal places. Okay, into 3 decimal places. All right. So what I want you to do now, okay, what I want you to do now is, you know the handout that I gave you yesterday? in the group lah, okay, the handout that I gave you yesterday in the group, what I would like you to do is I want you to start practicing how to use the sine ruler. Okay, so since we have another 40 minutes, actually very easy this sine rule, kan? It's actually very easy. Hold on, I have to open the file. I don't know where the file is. Where did my file disappear to? Okay, sorry. Okay, what I want you to do is, can you please do task 1? Actually, you should be able to do all. Yeah, I've already taught you how to do all already. How many pages are there? There are 3 pages, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there are 5 pages altogether. Okay. I tell you what, let me see if there's anyone that you need to okay, you know what, I think you guys can start doing the entire 5 pieces of paper. You don't have to print it out lah. If you want to print it out, you can print it out, but if you don't want to print it out, you can just write your answers on a full sketch paper. Okay, and what I would like you to do is I would like you to complete this, all the 5 pieces of paper, okay, inside the document that I sent to you, and then hand it in your Google Classroom. Actually, that's it for today. Sine rule is the beginning of sine rule is very easy lah. I'm sure Benedict's sister can tell you later how horrendous the sine rule actually is lah. No lah, it's not horrendous lah. It's quite easy to understand. Okay, it's just that we have to take some time to understand it lah. Okay, do you all have the handout that I gave you in the group yesterday? Can you all access it? Are you all able to access it? Answer or not? And okay. Thank you, David. David and Benedict are the only ones that like always respond on. Like, okay, so thank you, Ang Wei-Chen. So what I want you to do is I want you to start practicing with these 5 pieces of paper. Okay, sorry, after the 5 pieces of paper, because I just realized that all the answers are there. Okay, so after the 5 pieces of paper, what I want you to do is I want you to do I'm going to type out the homework in the chat. Skill practice 9.2, question 1 and 2. Okay, for your homework today lah. Skill practice 9.2, question 1 and 2. Please hand it into your Google Classroom. Is that okay, everyone? Okay. Wow, everybody except for Saidatul and Whiskey are here. Oh, that's very good. Hi, everyone. Hold on, let me just check something. Yeah, sorry, everyone. I'm all over the place today because I'm running an exam at the same time as this. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I think that's it lah. So this is I have already given the homework in the chat. Okay, so the homework is in page 246. Okay, question number 1 and question number 2. Very simple use of sine rule. Okay, and then in our next class on Monday, we will talk a little bit more about the advanced use now. So please make sure that you answer all the 5. The handout that I gave you, answer that one first so that you can practice how to use the sine rule. And then after that, then you do the question in the 2 questions in the textbook, okay, as your homework. And then you just submit the textbook questions into your Google Classroom. Okay? All right? All right. If there's nothing else, actually that's it for our class today. I just wanted to teach you something light and something easy, okay, as a beginning to this chapter.